At noon, a man who recently pleaded guilty to 2 counts of wanton endangerment appeared in court earlier this morning. Albert Adkins Jr. of Belleville was found guilty on 2 wanton endangerment charges. Adkins was arrested in January of 2024 after he allegedly shot a firearm towards his neighbors. He was facing 2 counts of attempted murder, 2 counts of wanton endangerment involving a firearm, and 2 counts of attempted malicious assault. Last October, he pleaded guilty to 2 of the counts of wanton endangerment, allowing the additional charges to be dropped. And today, he was found guilty on both counts of those charges, where he was sentenced to 1 year at the regional jail with a 365-day credit, along with 1 year to the Corrections and Rehabilitation Center with a 15-day credit. These sentences will run consecutively. 180 days after release, Adkins must also pay a $400 fine to the state of West Virginia.